Alrighty, so after the daily reset today, it is officially time to start doing our voting. Right here underneath my webcam, you can see there is a little icon. You can click that. It says vote underneath it. This is going to be the vote for the Purgatory Bond festival banner. So a lot of the characters and stuff like that you want or maybe don't have, this is your time to sort of vote for those characters and try to get them on the banner. So the biggest thing here is I think you get 3 votes per day. If I'm not mistaken, you can vote for 3 heroes per day. The rankings are updated every midnight UTC 7 and determined by the number of votes during the event period. So obviously, a lot of people have been really up in arms about this whole vote thing over the past couple of weeks because whenever they did it on the JP version of the game, apparently Green Escanor, this Blue Demon Melly right here, and Blue Lilia were all added to the vote, like all added to the banner, and a lot of people were really skeptical and wondering why that those characters got added. I honestly think it just comes down to like popularity, maybe. I don't really know why Blue Demon Melly, but I could definitely see people voting for Green Escanor, maybe just because they don't have the one, or I don't know. Maybe he's a pretty decently useful character in certain scenarios, but he's been out in the game for a really long time, so a lot of people don't want him on the banner, and I think that's pretty fair. Obviously, like the people who have been playing for a really long time, they want to get the most value out of this banner, and they want a lot of characters that are either pretty rare that don't come around all that often, or just like kind of exclusive characters and stuff like that, because there is going to be a banner alongside this one that has a lot of the seasonal units and stuff like that, like Green Gother and like the Valentine's Day units and stuff like that. All of those characters are going to be lumped into one banner that comes out alongside the festival banner. So a lot of people are wanting to vote for characters that are actually important. Obviously, any of the Archangels are a really good pick just because they're all pretty useful in their own right. Ludo, maybe not as much, but he's still pretty fun to play around with in PvE and stuff like that, or PvP. So all of the, Archangels are a pretty good pick. Other than that, Chandler just came out. I think he's going to be a pretty big, like, common one that people are going to want to try to get. So people are probably going to vote for him pretty often. 7 Deadly Sins. Oh, okay. I got it. They categorized them. So those would be probably the characters. I don't even know if I really want to vote for Ludo, to be honest. It just depends on what kind of characters you're looking for. Chandler is obviously a pretty safe bet, I think. Let's look through these other categories, though. We have the 7 catastrophes. I think, so this red Lilia ended up getting added to the banner. I don't personally think she's really that great of a unit, but I actually don't have her, so if she does end up getting added to the banner, I won't really complain about that because I would like to try to get a copy of her eventually. I really don't know what I'm going to use her for because obviously the Festival King team is kind of not good. So, but she is really cool. There's obviously a new cosmetic set that's coming out that was done for the cosmetic fan contest. So I won't be able to use that if I don't have that character. So I could definitely see her getting added to the vote. People probably want to vote for her just so that way they can use that cosmetic if they don't have the unit. I honestly don't think that Blue Lilia is the worst unit to vote for. She's not great anymore. Like, obviously people don't use the Pierce team anymore, but she is really good in the Kelak. No, not Kelak. It's the Akumu Knighthood boss fight. She's actually pretty good for that, so I think a lot of people will probably be pretty interested in maybe trying to get her for that specifically, because the 7 catastrophes banners don't come around all that often, so these characters in general just aren't really very common on the banners and stuff like that. Other than that, maybe Digman Hendrickson is a pretty decent character in general. I would say that he's really only used for the Festival King team, but he's actually pretty good because of his passive ability that makes it to where debuff skills do 50% extra damage, which is like actually a really nice passive, honestly. Zaratros is really good for the new raid, so he might be one that people are kind of going to vote for. This Danafor Liz, honestly, is really good for the new raid as well, so she might end up getting voted pretty heavily. I don't know. There's honestly just a pretty decent amount of characters that are like worth going for, because obviously they're going to put, like, I think it's the top 15 characters or something like that in. I'm not exactly sure. It might be 16, because I think it's 20 characters total on the banner if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not super positive on that. Green Arthur is a really good PvE unit. He's relatively new, so he's not on a lot of banners at the moment, so he might get added. Other than that, a lot of these are kind of throwaway units. A lot of these specific units under the Holy Knights category and stuff like that are like super old units that are pretty much in like every single banner regardless. So I honestly think that going with the Archangels, Chandler's a really good one to go for. None of these commandments are really all that great in my opinion. Maybe Green Droll is okay, but I think at this point a lot of people have the commandments that they want. Red Derriere is obviously good for like Howlix and stuff like that, but she's been out for a long time, and she's also on the Race Draw 2 tickets. I know that doesn't really mean a lot to a whole lot of people, but there are ways to get her. She's in Part 2 tickets as well. So these, the Archangels and stuff like that, they're not on any of the Part 1 or 2 tickets. They might get added to a Part 3 ticket in the future. So you kind of just want to go for characters that are rare, maybe not put on a whole lot of banners, stuff that you can't get on a normal basis. So that way, if you're not pulling festival units, which hopefully you do, you can try to pull something that's not going to be completely useless in your box. So that is basically just my suggestions. Obviously vote for who you want. That's basically the whole goal of the vote itself, is for you to vote for characters that you want to see in the banners. But obviously everybody has their own opinion, and they're going to try to vote for different kinds of things. But the overall goal would be to vote for something that's not common, so that way you're not getting really dumb units as like just coins. So yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this kind of helped you form an opinion, figure out what you want to vote for. Other than that, that's basically all I have to talk about. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe for more content in the future, and I will see you guys in the next video.